Time 8:07. Okay. Well, welcome to EPARS annual meeting.
Just want to make sure the light is on.
Okay.
The wireless mics work good.
Got it. This is our 35th year as a club, by my count. So we've been around for a while. We haven't been incorporated that long, but we've been a club for a while. Before we start, I'd like to observe a moment of silence for Rich and for ESS, who passed away on Thursday. So if we'll all just take a moment. Okay. Rich was a great asset to ham radio. He did a lot for West Central Florida and for all the clubs in the area. He's past president of the Lakeland Club and was the current president of the Zephyr Hills Club. So he's definitely going to be missed, and it was sudden, unexpected. So we'll just have to move on. I'm sure he would want us to move on without him. Let's go around the room and do introductions. I'm Dwayne, N4WDH.
Greg, KQ4NRP.
Bill, KM4JYL.
John, KJ4OTM.
Steve, W6SWC.
Kathy, my number.
WRN W311.
WRN I'll never remember that.
W1HFR.
Party, KQ4JHE.
Check KG4GTN.
W4SLG.
Barbara, K7BAK.
Steve, N7KP. Lloyd, W4LJA.
John, KB4WGA.
Earl, K4EEB. Jim, KQ4JJD.
Tim, KM4YGB.
Phil, Whiskey 8 PJP.
Lester, KA9LAR.
Name, call sign.
Ed,
You sure?
JC1 Golf, Sarah Charlie. Diana BR.
W9RUS Russ.
Bonnie WA2MMY.
Paul, KQ4CJT. Jim, N3LBY.
Ron KO4ZRE.
Oh, Brett, VE3, Fox Mike Echo Stroke, W4.
JR, KQ4HCB.
Edie, JR's wife. Linda, VA3, ORE, W4.
Garnet K and 4UTR.
Larry, KD8 PUD.
Ed, WD8 to KRS.
Chris, Kilowatt Charlie 3, Charlie Juliet Uniform.
Rob, KQ4UWL.
Chris, AA4CB.
Okay. Thank you, and again, welcome everybody. Happy New Year. Everyone should have a white ticket for the drawing. If you don't have one, let Chris know. He'll get one to you. VE session results. We tested 7 people at the Tampa Bay Ham Fest. We got 4 upgrades to general and 3 new technicians. And we won't talk about the other one, right?
You get it next time.
Yeah, he will. He was very close. Okay, over the past years, the VE team has successfully licensed 44 applicants, 25 new technicians, 13 generals, and 6 extra class operators. So we're doing our part to keep the hobby going. That's almost 4 a month. So we're doing what we can. We need more VEs. VEs age out of the program. They get old enough that they don't want to drive anymore, or they, for whatever reason, they just don't show up. So if you're interested in becoming a VE, especially if you're an extra class operator, it's an open book test. You go to the ARRL and say become a VE, and you can download the materials, do the test, submit it to the ARRL, and they'll send you your credentials. So generals and extras can be VEs, but we prefer extras so that you can test all classes of license. And once you're certified to the ARRL, you can become a VE for Laurel or for W5YI, which makes it very flexible. You can go to testing sessions anywhere and participate. Okay, do we have a treasurer's report?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to take the microphone? Okay.
Good morning, W4LJA Lloyd. For those that haven't met me, I'm the treasurer. I'm going to go over our last year, last 12 months. So we have 3 accounts. We have a checking account, a share account, and a PayPal account. And for those that give cash or a check, those dues go into our checking account, and then those that pay on PayPal obviously goes into our PayPal account. So we have income from 2 different accounts, and our checking account. And this is just a general overview for the last year to give you an idea of where we're standing on income, money coming in, and money going out. This last 12 months, there wasn't a lot of contributions as far as John was able to get some funds, 24 months ago, which really helped sustain us. So the numbers aren't as brilliant as they were in previous years, but for our checking account, our debt was $3,317.19, and that's broken down into $1,320 for equipment, and then management in general. Management in general is insurance, our fees for the state of Florida, for corporations. They're for pretty much anything that we purchased for, like the picnic and things like that. So that would be like the managing accounts. And the third one is the American Radio ARRL. And so the number is kind of large there, but when you look at ARRL, it's just a wash. So on our income for ARRL is 639, but we have to immediately send checks out to ARRL. So that's a debit of $560. So total credits for the year, that's dues, VE sessions, and programs, was $3,297. So that was our income on our checking account. And so obviously there was a debt ratio there. We had a debt of $19.23, negative on our checking account as far as income and outgoing. So what we do is we typically will transfer funds from our share account into the checking account to bring it back up, and that's what we did this year, just to maintain a balance in there. So that's on the checking account. On the PayPal account, again, that's where anybody that makes a donation with PayPal or pays their dues, and those are 2 different things, and they're tracked in 2 different ways. I need a podium. Our dues in PayPal were $537.29. Donations were $486.81. We have 4 members that contributed generously this year. And for those four, I wasn't sure if I'm supposed to just say names out, so I'm just going to say right now, 4 members were very generous in giving funds, and that's where that $400 and some came from. So that really helped us this year, kind of like float that funds over to our checking account. So, and our last one is the share account. We had an income of $250 and an income of $50. So we had $300 on our share account that increased that. We had 65 members last year, which was fantastic. And if you kind of look at it, $20 a person, we're at $1,200 is pretty much what we get for dues. Anything else is donations or programs. And the programs are tailgate, ham fest, donations when we do the Church Street Christmas. And last year, those incomes from the tailgate and the ham fest were really exceptional, $1,000. This year we were down to $400 on our tailgate over here, which was, not as, obviously that was a considerable down on that. We just didn't have a big turnout. So we did a second one and we had an income of around $300. And so again, we were trying to make up that shortfall by bringing in, a winter type tailgate. So what I do is, and throughout the year, I print out contacts. And this is the current, these are for this year, these are the people that are current members with their dues paid. I'm going to pass it around, make any corrections because I do typos, make any corrections. And if you paid me and I don't have it on there yet, put that on there too. Of course, that'll be everybody, right?
That's for 2025,
Correct. So I'm going to pass that around. And again, if your money might still be in my clipboard over here. So if you're not on there, but please write your name on there that you did pay me. Additional responsibility for the treasurer is we have to do filings. So we have the end of the year filings with the IRS because we're a 501c3 charitable organization. So that filing will be done probably in the next couple of weeks. So I have to have all of our figures done before I file with that. 2 months ago was our renewal for solicitation of contributions. Basically, any club, including a 501c3, can't hold their hand out and say, can I have some money, unless the state of Florida has you registered and gives you permission to ask for money. And that's to protect the citizens of Florida. So that was renewed in November. And then the final thing will also be this month is our division of corporations. We have to re-register each year with the state of Florida as a corporation, and then we pay our fees to renew each year. So, any questions? That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lloyd.
The mic.
And the microphone for the live feed or whatever we're the Facebook post. These were provided by JR this year, so hopefully it'll make it easier for people to hear it when you go home and look at the video on Facebook. So yeah, I'm ready. Okay, I have bumper stickers if anybody's interested for the club, and also Earl brought in some flyers for the Brooksville Ham Fest. This is right after Orlando. It's on February the 15th. So if anybody's interested in picking up one of these, I'll leave them on the table up here.
There's $1 off coupon on that.
Whoops. Yes. Thank you. Okay, John, can you give us our accomplishments for the past year, please?
I'll come up there. All right. Oh, I get the mic. Hello. All righty. My name is John. I'm KB4WGA. I am your club secretary, and my responsibilities for the club are to pretty much document whatever is being done and keep records of that. And I have a filing cabinets full of papers and information about the club. But one of the other things that I do, aside from taking minutes and keeping them written, and any time that any of you want to see any of the minutes from any of our club meetings or any of our board meetings, I have those, and you can just ask me for a copy if you need them. This year, East Pasco Amateur Radio Society, we had a number of accomplishments. This year, we, thanks to the help of Steve over here, we got a public safety grade MSF 5000 Motorola VHF repeater to replace our old 14688 repeater. This repeater, we went from about 25 watts to a repeater now that has 120 plus watts output. This repeater has the ability to do something that we haven't had the ability to do, and that is it's a public safety grade, and it can run continuous duty, meaning it can be keyed down at 120 and it should just sit there and run at 120 watts. 24/7, 365. So we're not concerned. We still have timeout timers on it because some of you get really long-winded. But the biggest way to keep that from happening is every now and then let off of this, let off and you know the release to listen, and let the repeaters drop and reset the timers. So obviously we're nearly triple the output power of what we had before. Thank you, Steve. And we also, the club purchased a new controller. So it's the latest and greatest RCOM controller on that repeater. We also installed a new DR2X for the 14529 repeater. It's a Yaesu repeater. It's 25 watts, and that is located in Wesley Chapel. It also has a new RCOM controller, and we established a link between them. We installed new commercial grade antennas for the 14529 repeater near the top of the Saddlebrook Tower. We linked, like I said, the 14688 and the 14529 repeaters. We've had them linked with an RF link. That link was a little damaged during the hurricane. They are now linked, but there may be some issues with signal. We hope to get up there and do some tower work in the next few weeks, and maybe make some improvements and work on that. It's quite a job to get people that are up can go on the tower. And have the talent and the skill, but we'll get that taken care of. Our two 440 Fusion digital repeaters were linked this year to create a simulcast system using our internet, the Wires X room. This provides a tremendous mobile footprint that covers all of East Pasco County, south into Hillsborough County, north to Hernando, east out to Polk County, and west, I know for sure that we've got good coverage out to Highway 41. We have also linked with recently to the KK4 MMD 440050 fusion repeater in Clearwater. We are also working with Zephyr Hills on linking the W1PB Zephyr Hills 441425 fusion repeater. So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have a repeater that is linked on our fusion system with the St. Leo. We will have, of course, our Wesley Chapel, and now we'll have a Zephyr Hills. So we should pretty much have HT coverage for fusion throughout the community. The EPARS GMRS is now a public safety grade Motorola Quantar repeater on 462-650, 50 watts with a tone of 118.8. It was relocated this year and installed and is on the air at the Saddlebrook Tower, and it covers Wesley Chapel. It needs some improvements. And we are working to take care of that. Hopefully in the next few weeks, we're going to be able to raise that antenna up a little bit higher on the tower and possibly swap the antenna that's up there with one that we have that's a little better quality. The Saddlebrook Wesley Chapel Tower site is a great location, but we had no emergency backup power. There was no generator. The only thing that resembled a generator is that there was a portable generator that the club, Saddlebrook Club, would hook up for their communications, but they would only power their communications. They weren't concerned about us. However, through a generous donation of commercial grade batteries from Andrew, KA3DNC, and of course the labor of Lloyd, W4LJA, we now can operate the 443575 and the 14529 repeaters for nearly 96 hours. That's over 4 days of battery. So for 96 hours, we can operate with no commercial power. The switch over to the battery backup is automatic, and then it'll automatically switch back to commercial power. Unfortunately, the Motorola Quantar, the 462-650 GMRS repeater, is not on the battery backup. For now, seeing that the GMRS is a secondary pursuit of the club, and it is not ham radio, we will not invest the money that would be needed to make that happen at this time. If an opportunity occurs to make that happen, we may invest in getting the Quantar connected. Andrew Johns, KA3DNC, also donated his time, his knowledge, his labor, in addition to more hardware to do an appropriate grounding of the equipment at Saddlebrook. Andrew did a beautiful job on and an outstanding grounding system for our Saddlebrook equipment. We've had Andrew look at our St. Leo equipment and ensure that it's properly grounded as well. We're going to do some more work at St. Leo to improve the grounding there. It's all grounded, but it needs some attention, some cleanup work, if you will. During the grounding process, we actually discovered something kind of devastating. The tower at Saddlebrook was damaged and potentially could fail or fall at any time. The base of the tower had rusted and rotted away, and basically the tower was floating. It was not even connected at the ground. Thankfully, we were able to point this out to the Saddlebrook Resort. They owned the tower. They were able to go in and make repairs, and that will make it so that we can continue. that we can continue to use the tower safely. But for several months, even through the hurricane, that tower was pretty much floating in space. Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to make it through the hurricane. We continue as a club to improve the HT coverage for both 2 meters and 70 centimeters. We've added a digital mobile bridge over to the 8.8 and the 2.9 as a DMR, digital mobile radio. If y'all have DMR, you can now connect to the 2 meter repeaters using your DMR radio. If you have a DMR hotspot, you can easily connect to our repeaters using the internet with your DMR radio. In April last year, EPARS did a library presentation called An Introduction to GMRS and Ham Radio over at the New River Library. And the New River Library was so happy with the turnout and for our presentation, they've asked us to return. We did a second presentation in August. As a direct result of that, we licensed 4 new hams, as I said, and this year we will be doing this again. We hope to do 3 presentations this year, a spring, a summer, and a fall. We want to change the format a little bit to just be ham radio and talk about the many different modes of ham radio and what it can do, and get some people interested in becoming licensed as amateur technicians. This past year, EPARS, we had a scare with the club's web page. We somehow lost, I believe, administrative rights to access it. Thankfully, so basically, I think our web page kind of got railroaded, didn't it?
It got railroaded. They got whacked. Somebody did something.
It got hacked.
They got in there.
And so we lost control of our website. But thankfully, Chris had a good, clean backup for our web page. Nothing was lost at no time. There was no information there that was critical. There was no personal information. It was just our web page information. So anyway, Chris had made a good backup of that and created a new clean web page. This was a scary event, but on the bright side, it gave us the opportunity to clean up some things. The page updates and updated a lot of the features of the web page. So I guess there's folks out there on the internet who are always looking to do bad things. Also this year, we lost the use of the city park, where our Hamfest and Tailgate has always been, due to the construction of the children's playground and water park. This truly turned into a great opportunity where we were able to begin a relationship with the American Legion House across from the city park. We were able to have food and drinks, as well as the ability to have indoor vendor tables and a comfortable location for our volunteer examiners to give tests. It also gives us a place to get out of the weather if needed. So how many people liked having having that at the American Legion House this year? Yeah. Because of this, we were able to, along with the spring tailgate, we had a fall tailgate. We will be continuing this new tradition. We received several donations this year from club members, some money above and far beyond the annual $20, some equipment and hardware and other gifts were given this year. Others gave sweat equity. There was a lot of sweat equity given this year. It is all very much appreciated and allows us to have and do the things that we do as a group. And I guess this is when I give my plug. Hey, it's 2005. If you haven't given Lloyd $20 for your dues, please give him the $20 for your dues. And if you feel even more generous, remember that helps us keep. We've got 5 repeaters that the club supports and keeps going. And there's a lot of equipment involved with keeping those. There's more than just the 5 repeaters. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of equipment. Also this year, thank you to Steve. We were donated a bird watt meter, which if you know anything about watt meters, that is a very high dollar watt meter. It was gifted to the club. We needed something good to be able to keep and make sure that what we're looking at on our repeaters was correct and the information was good. If you need a really good watt meter for something you're doing, you're welcome to borrow the repeater. You're welcome to borrow the meter, but there will be supervision because that meter is about $1,000. But if you need to do something, you're welcome to use that. Steve has given generously of a large majority of our hardware. Thank you very much, Steve. Let's see.
Worth almost as much as the time John spends.
Thank you. We had a successful 2023 Winter Field Day. We had a successful 2023 Summer Field Day. We've got Winter Field Day coming up again here in just a few minutes, and Chris is going to probably speak to that. We had 2 POTA activations this year. This year our membership has increased. Now listen to this. Our membership has increased 35% in just 1 year. We've had a 35% increase. Thank you guys. Congratulate yourselves. In the past 5 years, now this was really startling. In the past 5 years, we've nearly increased by 50%. We have doubled the size of the club in 5 years. The EPARS Volunteer Examiner Program has been very successful. This year we had 44 candidates that passed the test, 25 new technicians, 13 new generals, 6 new extra class amateur radio operators. Congratulations to you all. Okay. Okay, so that's what we did last year. So we've got a lot to, we got to get busy for this year. This year, some of the things that your board of directors has already put together and thought about for the upcoming year. We want to do the future library presentations. We said we wanted to do 3 of them this year. Future fox hunts. We noticed that the interest in fox hunts has kind of dwindled off, so we probably won't do as many this year. We may hold those for special events or when we're getting together for other things. So we'll do some fox hunts this year, but we won't do as many. We're going to be doing net control training here in just another few weeks. We're going to start training folks that are interested in becoming net control operators. And we've got a number of folks that have expressed some interest, and we hope to get that going. We're going to, one of the other things we're going to do this year that Lloyd and I are working on is improving our inventory process. We've got a lot of things that belong to the club, and I have done my best as your secretary to manually keep a spreadsheet of that, and do it and write it down. And it's all there with model numbers and serial numbers and descriptions. And when I could, I've got photographs. We have found an inventory process that'll let us mark all of the hardware with a permanent tag. And I believe that that tag either has a quick response code or just a barcode.
It's a barcode, but it'll have our name, the club name on it.
Yes. So the sticker will go onto the equipment, and once it's there, it's like forever. And it has a barcode on it, which the software that we'll have will be able to then scan that with our phone, and it'll automatically update the inventory that on this day we were able to make sure that that piece of equipment was still there. We'll be we'll be starting that process. I'm going to go one more time manually through there and look at all of our stuff and make sure that I've got everything written down. So, and we'll start working on that project here soon. We are currently, with the help of Chris, he's working on the WiresX connection to Zephyr Hills. We've also talked about the possibility of putting up a 220 megahertz remote base station here in East Pasco, and then linking that full time to the two meter repeaters. So we'd be on the 2 meter repeaters and the 220 remote base station. EPARS club history. Oh my gosh, this is a work in progress. When did we start? 35 years ago?
Yeah.
35 years ago. Well, trying to find some of the original members is a challenge now. And then those that were members then, trying to get them to sit down and tell us why it started or how it started or when it started and what happened. Dwayne is working on that. I had started working on that. I wasn't making any progress. But I think you've made a little progress on it. And
yeah, I've only been around for about 30 years.
so you ought to.
The first 5 years are going to be missing.
Yeah, first 5 years are a little foggy. But I can't remember 35 years ago all that well either. So. EPARS history. One of the things we want to work on possibly getting or look at it's an expense, and that's the problem is expenses are, we have to cover those expenses. But one of the things we've thought about is a cellular hotspot, because when we go out and do an event like at the railroad station or something like that, we don't have good cellular communications. We also know that as volunteer examiners, the ARRL wants us to, they haven't mandated it yet, but they want us to go from doing a piece of paper that we hand you and you fill it out and then we have to send it to them. They want us to start doing it electronically, which would be that they want us to, we would have to invest in iPads or some sort of a tablet that we can then hand to the candidates and they would take their test electronically, which doesn't make any sense to me. But then when I look at my kids who are now almost 30, that's the way they did their testing in school. And they've been out of school for many years now. And the little ones, when I say little ones, high school and college students now in their late teens, early 20s, very seldom have they ever done anything on paper. You know, everything that's pretty much done in schools now is done electronically on tablets. So we're behind the time. So we'll have to start working on making those improvements. We're not jumping on it right away, but we know it's coming. We want to form some subcommittees and some teams to help us work on some of the things that we're doing. Dwayne has a lot of knowledge of how things work. Lloyd, of course, knows all of our finances. Steve and I and Chris, we know how the hardware kind of works and goes together. Notice I used the word kind of. But the the thought that keeps going around us is, and not only that, but it was really driven home this week with the loss of Rich, is that we've got this wealth of knowledge, but if something happens, we need some younger people that could step in and take over. So we'd like to start working. So if any of you are interested in learning some things from Lloyd or from the technical team, let us know. Let's see. We want to start a book of knowledge. Barbara has been the one that has suggested that, and we really need to put this book of knowledge together. So when somebody says, "Oh, there's something wrong with the 8.8," well, let's look up the 8.8 repeater. Here's a checklist of things to check. Let's see, we wanted to add some social events. Currently, we have our fourth quarter social event, Christmas party, our third quarter social event, the Florida Avenue Brewing Company, those have been lots of fun. Our summer picnic is fun. We don't have anything going on in the spring, so we need to come up with a first quarter Q1 social event. So if y'all have some ideas about what we might want to do as a social event in the springtime, please tell us. We need to know. We want to do more POTA activations. Who would like to do POTA this year? Who enjoys POTA? Okay, so we're hoping to do some more POTA activations. It would not necessarily be out here north of town. We've looked it up, and there are multiple locations here in the county, especially in East Pasco, where we can do POTA activations. So we hope.
Some of them are still closed from the storms, but they'll get them open.
We'll take a step ladder.
Cleaning up the parks is a low priority.
Yep. Of course, we're going to continue to improve HT coverage for the 146. We're looking at the possibility of adding some additional receivers. We've got this really powerful repeater out there to put signal out there all over the place. It's wonderful. You can hear it in your teeth at night. But the problem is it didn't necessarily improve the receiving. So people are saying, well, I'm hearing it better. Why can't I talk to it any better? Because you're still using that 2-watt walkie-talkie inside your house with a dummy load. I mean, a rubber duck. We want to try to improve that. We're discussing a voting system. We're going to start experimenting with some other options and see what's going on. We're looking at a club storage unit. I'm just trying to tell you what we do as the board. We're looking at a club storage unit because a lot of the club's assets, some of them are at Dwayne's house, some of them at my house, some of them at Lloyd's house, some of them at Chris's house. So whenever we get going to do a project, we got to put our arms around this stuff. It would be much simpler if we could have it in one place, and then we know where all of our stuff is. And it would also help with the inventory. Like I said, we want to get people trained this year to sustain the EPARS operations in our place. So any of you that are interested in learning, there's a lot going on. We want to encourage, especially those of you that are younger in the group, to become active, become involved. And we don't want it to be exclusive. We want it to be an inclusive club. We want everyone to participate, everyone to be involved, and everyone to learn. And I've way exceeded my time. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Y'all have.
Does anybody not sign the sign sheet yet?
There you go. I'll just flip it to you.
Thank you. Is the green light still on? Yes. Okay, like John said, dues are due in January. So if you haven't paid up, get with Lloyd and he'll let you know where you are. A lot of people have already paid, as you can see by the sheet going around. So that's a good thing. If anybody needs an application, get with me after while we're eating breakfast, and I'll go out in my car and get them. I couldn't bring everything in all at once, so they're still out there. We're always looking for volunteers for a variety of things that we need done. If you have if you're a welder, if you're an architect, if you're a lawyer, we can use your services. Okay, so step up and help us out. We have a lot of things that would be a lot easier to do if we had people with expertise in those areas. And I don't know if we introduced the entire board this morning. I guess you've seen us all. Chris is the vice president. He's the one that hasn't been in the spotlight yet, but he will be. But that's the 4 board members. And as a nonprofit corporation, the more money we take in, the more money we can take in. It's I don't really understand how it works, but
Excuse us.
but if you want to donate or pay your dues or whatever, the more money that comes into the corporation, the better we are. So please help us out with that. Facebook, we have a lot of information on Facebook. We have a web page as well. So get out there and check into those things. You can order club ID badges online from the sign man. He has the template all made out. You just give him your call and your name, and he can send you an ID badge so that we'll all look the same when we go to Hamfest and such. We have a online store if you're interested in buying logo things from for the club, like my shirt here. These things are available online. You can get things with the EPARS logo on them. So please look into that if you're interested. They also have cups and they have bags and various things that have our logo on them. So the more we get our image out there, the better off we'll be. Okay, I want to thank all the people who helped out at Church Street, talked to Chris, talked to Santa this year. It was a very successful event. We had over 300 children that came through in the 3 nights. And I have a list of names. I don't know, I won't read them all because we're short on time, but you know who you are, and the people that were there, it was a great help, and hopefully we'll do it all again next year. There will be no meeting next month due to the Orlando Ham Fest, so keep that in mind. You can still come to IHOP if you're in Dade City, but most of us will be over in Orlando, so so you might be alone.
When is this?
This is the 7th and 8th, Chris?
Next month.
Of next month.
It was. Don't pull out sick.
Okay, the Orlando Ham Fest is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you get a chance to go over on Friday, it's a little less busy. You can get a parking place a little closer to the event. Saturday is the big day where you see all your friends and people you haven't talked to in a year because you saw them there last year. And you can go over camping. The Travelers Rest people take a caravan over and they set up in the camping area. So whatever you want to do at Orlando, it's a great event. It's probably the 2nd largest in the nation. So we're very fortunate to have it so close to home.
And typically we listen to 146.88 over there, but we use the talk around with the simplex. We're there. So call out, somebody be listening.
Okay. Upcoming events. We have a VE session on the 14th on Tuesday. Some people have let me know they're going to be there. Jim is coming again to take another stab at the extra. And I understand we have a couple of people from Travelers Rest that are going to come down. So 3 p.m. at the train station in San Antonio. If anybody needs information, just let me know. We have Winter Field Day coming up January 25th and 26th. It's been mentioned already, I realize, but it's a good event for the club, and we always need help setting up and tearing down. Those antennas don't get in the trees by themselves. So if you're available, we'll be going out there after breakfast on the 25th and setting up, going on the air at 2 o'clock, and see how many stations we can contact. And like John keeps saying on the net, everybody's an extra on Winter Field Day. You can use the whole band. And Jack usually takes advantage of that. He gets right in the extra portion and just starts calling people. So it's a good event for us. It's good exercise. And I understand we have some people that want to stay up all night and operate, like Greg. What's your shift?
12 to 6.
12 to 6. So if you're there at midnight, you'll see Greg. So
Mr. President, I think we have a question.
yes.
Right here. They've extended the hours this year for field day for 30 hours. Yeah, it's official. It starts at 11 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay.
4:59.
That's for Winter Field Day?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll probably just do the core hours. if we last 24, we'll be doing good. But if we can start at 11, that'll give us 3 more hours. So. Okay, and then as you all know, we have a drawing to do today for our annual meeting. We have some things to give away. So get your tickets out, and I'll turn it over to Chris. Will you take care of that?
Yes, sir.
Bingo! Bingo!
You need the microphone, sir.
Yes.
Don't forget the last 2 that came in.
There you go.
Supposed to be here at 8. You don't get tickets.
Two more tickets.
Goes against my be here at 8 o'clock policy. I'm very much strict on that. I want you here for the meeting. Give me 2 tickets.
Which one to?
I need this one.
Newcomers, please. Thank you.
Okay, we got a couple of drawings today for just for being here.
Hola.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm always ready.
First drawing will be for the 2 tickets to Hamcation, donated by the Orlando Amateur Radio Club. They run the show over there. They're good people. So we got 2 tickets to Hamcation. We're gonna shake this up. We're gonna let Diane pick a ticket out of the basket here. And if you gotta blame anybody, it's her.
What?
Put your hand in, grab a ticket.
Can't read it.
We have tickets. Last 3 digits on the ticket. 0, 7, 0, 0, 7, 0. Okay, let's draw another one. Put that one on the side. Thank you. Put your hand in there, grab one. Hey, one of my favorite tickets. Not mine, but it's still a favorite. 0, 7, 3.
Mine.
Who?
No.
Boy, I can't give these things away.
We already got our tickets.
0, 8, 3. 0, 8, 3. 083. You don't want killing me. I'm drawing this one to hell.
Who wants the ticket?
I'm going to give these tickets back. Nobody takes them. 096.
I already have tickets.
Told you that was going to happen. I'm going to edit out the last 2 minutes of drawings here. 090. 090.
Yeah, hold on. I think it's mine. I didn't look at it because I never win anything. 090.
Hey,
All right.
congratulations. Take the picture.
We're going.
Okay, excuse me.
Just one more, Chris. If you can draw for that one.
I can't give away 2 of them. You want me to do it?
I was donated by somebody who needs one.
Okay.
One at a Plain City.
Who's going to win the single ticket? Okay. I won't even call. I'll just give it to you. 065. So all you got to do is give me 065.
Already got one. Just give her the ticket.
All in favor? Give who the ticket? There you go. Take a vote. It's yours.
Thank you.
Think we got a couple more items?
Yes.
Put these tickets back in. What do we got, boss?
John, you want to do the radios first?
Whatever you want to do, Chief.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So we have 2 Bofang radios. Dual band radios.
We'll drop one at a time.
Bofang, 20 watts, 400 miles, guaranteed. Digital DMR, FM, AM, you name it.
That's what they advertise.
You cut the dial, whack the firmware, you're in there. You're good. And the unlucky winner is 071.
Got another Bofang.
You can put that on top of your other Bofang you won.
Which one do you want? We got an older one, or we got well, I don't.
Well, I have hardware for UB5R.
Okay, this is a BFF8.
Oh, I got them too.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to make sure you go squared away there. Oh, it's on this side. 096.
Tommy. All right.
Tommy can talk to himself now. What else, boss?
Okay, next I have 3 ARRL 2025 calendars. These are good because they have all the contests on them and all of the big events. So.
And a reminder to pay your dues in December, right?
Yeah.
Scratch that in. Good man. You said 3?
3.
1, 2, 3, 4. This one goes back. 084. 086. 093. Captain Jack. Shit. Yeah, okay.
I have 2 $25 gift cards for IHOP. So go ahead and pull 2.
We got to feed him too?
Well, somebody gets a free breakfast.
There you go.
Maybe a couple of
people. 076. There you go. This guy again, 073. There you go.
Okay.
Congratulations, everyone that participated. Won. Anything else?
Anything else? Anybody have any questions?
If you want to speak anything or say anything more about Winter Field Day?
December, yeah. January, you guys talked about everything I had on my list, so thank you.
Chris, redo it.
Redo it. Oh, where's the bucket?
Now everybody.
Man don't like money. Everybody stick it back in here. We'll just give it a shot, and thank you. Why am I doing all the work? You're giving it up. You pick one. Call it out.
Me.
You got it. Outrigged.
84084. There you go.
We don't like him.
We need to take him down to the casino.
Yeah. We're gonna take him over. Casino.
Giving you money just don't feel right. Don't you tell me you're giving back the Bofang. I'm done drawing.
I give that $10 anyway.
$10. One rated. Come on, $10. $11. $11 in the corner. 12.
Give you $10.
$20.
Have you talked about hardware for Field Day?
A little bit. Tim and I spoke. We had a couple of stations going up. One, possibly two. We got to have some CW operators down there operating CW, and that's going to be the one station. The other station is going to be voice. And tell us what, I don't remember what you got in inventory there. Tim is going to be supplying some.
We'll have some bandpass filters for 15, 20, 40, and 80.
Okay.
And I have a vertical. I know we had a vertical last year on the caboose.
Yeah, we've got a vertical. We've got that H-beam. We've got the long in-fed wire.
We have the HV.
Okay. We got the long wire. We got the what do you got?
Max Bushmaster mask.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess we'll talk to
Bring them. We will build them.
Jim Hogan.
But we're going to be a good time to test out the Pasco County, whatever the equipment there. Crank up mast. And, okay, that sounds good. I've got the radios covered, some coax, and the usual.
The club HF radios. The club HF radios.
Yeah, because it's only going to be a simple voice and simple CW and a laptop or two, and we're good. Nothing too complicated.
No digital?
CW, I'm not doing digital. They don't do FT8, so
Yeah, they already do.
not gonna go that far. But should be a good weekend to play radio there. Again, need participants, need people to come down. Like I always do when I shoot out a schedule, pick your times, communicate via the email or Facebook. The biggest problem I have with hams is that they don't know how to communicate. Tell me what time you want to operate. This way I can plan ahead. We can have dinner ready. We can send you out for pizza. We can spend your money, something. But communicate on what's going on. I try to put all the information out there and then reflect who wants to do net, who wants to be net control for this upcoming year. I got 2 responses. I'm not a mind reader. You guys got to communicate. It's such a simple job. Even I can do it. Field Day, same thing. I got a lot of events coming up. You mentioned POTA, some other stuff. The Wabbit, we got that Wabbit thing. Find the Wabbit. And a lot of stuff coming up in 2025. I could not do a race this year. We had an opportunity to do a race in Dade City. When is it? Today at 10 o'clock. Oh, that sort of screws that plan, so I didn't bother volunteering our services to cover a local Dade City up and down the downtown race, which is what we used to do with St. Rita's, another organization. I'll shoot them an email and see. Yeah, it's their first one, so don't know if they're gonna have a second year. The way things have been going, this would have been a good year, except today is the same day. Like everything else, everything falls on the same day. If you got ideas for anything as a group that you want to get together and do, could be sitting there playing satellites. You want to sit in the parking lot and get 10 of us out there in a Walmart parking lot with a bunch of arrows and talk satellites, talk POTA, talk anything. It doesn't have to be a special event with the rest of the world. Could be just hey, grab some beer. Let's go meet at the park and we'll play radio. We've got the equipment to loan out. We got antennas that can be used. It's all good. Radio, time to play. Right, John? Yeah. If you ain't playing, you ain't living. Anything else, boss? I think I'm done.
No, that's it. Everybody sign in?
Not me. Did I? Huh. I see how you are. Okay, let me kill the video.
Yes.
You give that.
Uh,